Hey guys, how's it going? So today I have a bit of a different video. I've been doing a little bit of eBay shopping lately, and I actually got scammed. Yeah, weird, eh? So I want you guys to take a look at both of these cards. Here, actually, you know what? I'm gonna take them fully out of their packaging, so that way you guys have nothing to base this off of. I want you guys to look at these, and I want you to tell me in the comments below before I continue on which one you think is right. I'll like heart your comment or whatever. Tell me the left one or the right one, which one's the fake. Just tell me which one's the fake. So I'll give you a second. You can go ahead, comment below. Take your time. This one's the fake. So, there's a few things I just wanted to go over. This video is going to be for anybody who does any sort of online shopping, anybody who doesn't crack boosters to get all their cards. So, there's a few different ways we can find variants with fakes and not fakes. So, I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick up some of this. I'm going to zoom back out a little. Okay. So, fake cards are often tend to be glossier and tend to have a different sort of foiling process done with them. This specific, oh man, that does not look good. This specific fake was not like a redone of like an actual magic card. They didn't take like a foil common and like do acetone over the top and reprint another card on top of it. They took their own card stock and printed the card. So, there's a few little differences between this card and a real Ugin the Spirit Dragon. So this card here in particular, when you bend it, it has a lot of resistance to it, and I think that's because the front and the back are plastic base. You can kind of feel it just with how glossy it is, how resistant it is. I bet you I could I could probably pour some water on this and it would just sit on top of the card. It wouldn't actually sink in. That's where with this card, it has a little bit of give to it, you know? It feels like a regular sort of magic card when you actually bend it and stuff. Another thing I found with this card is if you look left to right, it's actually scrunched a little bit. So, I don't know if the camera will be able to pick this up. Here, we'll put one on top of the other. We'll zoom it in. Oh, it's having a hard time focusing. Maybe if I put it down on the table, maybe? No, it doesn't know how to focus on that, sorry. This is as close as I can get for you guys. Maybe if I just get closer to the camera, maybe. No, it just loses focus. So, if you look at the symbols, you can see one is actually kind of smaller than the other. This way, it's kind of just scrunched down. But if we also look at the text too, you can also tell that it's actually kind of scrunched. And honestly, you could probably do the whole pixel thing, count the amount of pixels and know exactly how scrunched it is. But I just wanted to make that comparison too. I know one thing you can kind of see on the camera very clearly is the foiling process is very different too. So this card here, you can see how it's kind of like greenish sort of up here, and it's more bluish down here, and then this card over here, it's just sort of like the same sort of color all the way through. That's because this card has a very particular cheap foiling process. So if I actually pick this up and look at it, you can actually tell that it's kind of like all these different colors from top to the bottom. When you bend it, it gives out that huge shine. That's another thing we can do on the back too. You see how that's like a glaring sort of shine? I have two lights here, so you actually see kind of two of them in the camera. If we do the same thing with this guy, see, it's not as glaring. It's more of a matte finish. Do it on the back here. Yeah. The light actually kind of spreads it out absorbs it a bit because there's less gloss on this guy. It's more paper, it's more cardboard, it's more matte, and then this is more glossy. That is a big difference. You can also, I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera, but you can actually just see the print pattern on this Ugin. It's very cheaply made. It was definitely done on an inkjet printer. There's such little quality in the actual printing of this card. It's incredible. And look at the back here. Do you guys see what I'm seeing? Do you guys see it? The card is actually twisted. So usually in the printing process, you might get a card that's more cut vertically unaligned or horizontally unaligned. Usually you don't see twisted cards like this guy here. So that's another sort of thing you can look for. Another thing you can kind of look for is, you know, these little like hollow foil stamps at the bottom. So on this guy, you can actually kind of feel it. These are supposed to be flush with the card. You shouldn't be able to feel it. So on this guy, it's smooth the entire way over. But this guy, you can feel it. And I think if you look very closely at it, again, my camera doesn't do very good up close. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not cut perfectly. And that's because this guy took that hollow stamp off the card, off another card, and put it onto this card. Because he wasn't able to replicate that with his printer. Now, I know some really bad fakes, they'll actually just print their own copy of this onto it, and it won't be an actual stamp, it'll just be printed. And those really do suck, because they just do not look good at all. What else can I show you? The light test. Here, I just need to take my phone case off. Got a flashlight now. So, if we do the light test with this card, you do not see it go through the card at all, because this card probably uses a black core paper. Now, black core paper does not shine through a card. Now, I don't want to blind you guys by shining the light right at you. Well, in this guy, it will actually shine through. I don't know. Oh yeah, it does show up in the camera. It'll shine through, and you should be able to actually read out some of the text on the back of the card. And if we actually flip the card over, you can do the same on the back. You should be able to read out what the card does using that shine. Actually, you know, we didn't do the back with this guy, but that is easier to see. Yeah, see, it does not go through. You cannot see through this card, and it's because of that black core paper, but I think it's also because of okay, I gotta turn this off. I think it also has to do with the fact that this uses a very plasticky sort of finish on the outside. It makes it a little harder for the light to actually shine through. What else? There's also the bend test. Now, the bend test should be your last resort to testing a card, because it could possibly damage it. Well, I guess not the last one. The last one should be ripping up the card to actually see if the paper is blue or not. The inside of these, they use a blue core paper. If you rip open any Magic card, let's see, do I got something here I can rip open? Yeah, I think I got a common in here. Yeah, here we go. I have a foil Dowsing Loom from Fate Reforged. It is like moderate play because I played it back when I was a kid. This is another foil from that time era, so we can kind of compare it. You can see how the foiling process is not changing the color of the card, which is a very important thing to look at when you're actually looking at these fake cards. And, oh wow, this does not want to rip. Ugh. Oh wow, you can actually, oh, I didn't know that. You can actually rip the foil right off the card. But if you rip this open, you can see the inside is blue. You can see that there's like this blue wedge here along the edge of the rip. And that's how you know, undoubtedly, that the card is real. The problem with that, though, of course, is that then you just ripped apart the card. But another test you can do, instead of ripping up the card, is the bend test. So magic cards, let's take out another foil common from Fate Reforged. When you bend a regular magic card, like so, you should be able to get it to touch. Like so. Do not actually fully bend it, but do this. And then it should be able to come back by bending. There we go. Yeah. So it's come back. It's perfectly straight again. And I think it will create a crease. Yeah, slight crease. Unfortunately, it does create a slight crease, so you will not be able to grade that card afterwards. But I think, if you think it might be a fake, then don't grade the card. So let's try the bend test with this card to see how well it fares against it. So, we're touching it. Okay. Let's try to bend it back. Oh, wow. So, I'm actually very surprised. It actually passes the bend test. I think it has to do with the fact that the actual outside is more plasticky. I think that actually kind of works into its favor with the bend test, but I'm actually surprised I actually passed that. This is undoubtedly a fake card. Okay? I'm not basing my entire judgment off the bend test. There are other things. I've actually looked at it very closely with another camera, and I've actually seen the print pattern. It's easily a jet printer. I haven't looked at this one, but I know that this one's a real one just from all the other tests I've done with it. You know, just straight up looking at it. Bending it like so. Looking at the reflection. All that sort of stuff. And yeah, this is definitely a fake. Now, I think I've got... Oh, I can't find it. I was going to take a marker out and actually just write fake on the back of it. Just to make sure that's fake. I'm gonna hold on to it. I kind of want to put together a collection of just fake magic cards that I buy over time. Kind of like what Rudy does with the Hopes and Dreams box. So that way later on we can actually like compare these cards. And yeah, that's basically all I have to share with you guys about fake cards. Now, if you ever do buy a fake card off of eBay, well, if you're making any purchases off eBay, you should be using either PayPal or a credit card. And then if the sale goes sour, you bought a fake card, it's not in the right quality, anything, you always ask for a refund, always be a nice guy, try to deal with the person. In this case, when I went to the person, they said that they bought the card from a, what was it? A thrift shop that was going out of business. So he was able to get a good deal off of it, and he thought he could flip it on eBay for a quick buck, right? Ended up being fake. He gave me a refund. You know, I didn't hold anything against him. He was a pretty nice dude. You know, a lot of people might get defensive and might not give you a refund at the beginning, but just give them time, show some respect, and just level with them. But if they deny you the refund and they're just being a mean dude and not being nice, definitely go to PayPal, go to eBay, go to your credit card company, say, hey, I was scammed, I want to charge back, can you guys help me out? 100% the credit card company will help you. I think PayPal and eBay, they have some like things that they have to go through first. Like I think PayPal actually contacts the person who received the payment from you originally, and I think eBay does the same thing. And I think there's a way to get around PayPal and eBay for the seller. But if you're shopping with a credit card, you are completely safe. So yeah, that's all I have to share with you guys. So thank you guys so very much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you then. Bye for now.